So previously, you could spend 100k and get a really good budget phone. But now in 2024, you have to spend somewhere around 200k. If you're going to be spending that much on a phone, you might as well get the best phone for you. So let's help you do that. Now, the thing is, the best phone for me might not be the best phone for you, simply because we all have our own preferences. You might care about camera quality, I might care about battery life, he might care about, software updates. We all have different preferences. So instead of picking just one phone for everybody, we're going to pick the best phone for each of the major 5 categories. So that way, hopefully, we'll pick the best phone for everybody. Now, before we get to the video, let's talk about today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by BypassGPT. Let's say, for example, you ask ChatGPT to create a 300-word essay about global warming. If you copy the results and paste it on any AI checker website, which a lot of people do these days, people would be able to easily tell that your content is AI generated. But with BypassGPT, you can humanize it with a click of a few buttons. BypassGPT is an AI tool that lets you convert AI text to human-like, plagiarism-free, undetectable content. So you just copy from ChatGPT, paste it on BypassGPT, select the mode you want, and click Humanize. And yeah, it will just do its thing. So now if you run that essay through an AI checker website like we did earlier, your essay would be basically undetectable, as though it was written by a human. If this is a tool that you think you might need, perhaps for an essay or a job application, you can click the first link in my description to check out BypassGPT. Okay, let's begin. Last year's winner was the itel S23. I gave it to the S23 because it had a color-changing back. It went from white to pink when put under the sun. It was very clearly the most interesting design. But some people weren't too happy because the S23 had a U-shaped notch instead of a hole punch cutout. So they kind of complained about that. Well, this year's winner has a hole punch cutout and also a color-changing back. It's the itel S24. If you watch my S24 review video, I basically already said that this phone was going to win this category because they fixed the one thing that needed fixing. I should also mention that I'll be leaving links to every review video of the winners of these different categories. So just check the description for those links and you could go watch those videos as well. But yeah, the best designed 200k smartphone in 2024 has to be the itel S24. In order to win this category, a phone's display has to have just 3 things: a hole punch cutout, a 1080p display, and a 90Hz refresh rate. The Redmi 12 from last year had all 3 and it won it. Its successor, the Redmi 13, also has all 3 but wouldn't win it because it costs way more than our budget. There are 2 phones though that could win it, the Galaxy A15 4G and the Infinix Hot 40. The A15 has the better display. It's 1080p, it's 90Hz, and it's AMOLED. But the issue with the A15 is that 1, it has a U-shaped notch instead of a hole punch cutout, and then 2, it kind of costs more than our budget. As of right now, it fits in our budget because Samsung is running a discount thing, but depending on when you're watching this video, it might or might not fit in your budget. The Infinix Hot 40 though fits in our budget with or without a discount. That has a hole punch cutout, a 1080p display, and a 90Hz refresh rate. But instead of AMOLED, like on the A15, it's LCD. That's why I said the A15 has the better display. So the best display on a budget 200k smartphone would be the Galaxy A15 4G, but when its price changes, the Infinix Hot 40. The best processor you find on a smartphone for around 200k is the Helio G99. There are 2 phones that could win this category, the itel RS4 and the Galaxy A15 4G. The RS4 costs 210,000 Naira, so it barely fits in our budget, while the A15, which comes with the same processor, costs $201,000. But again, that's with the discount. Now the thing is, the RS4 comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, while the A15 comes with 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. So even with the discount that you're getting with the A15, you still get less storage and less RAM. If you want to get the same amount of storage and RAM as on the RS4, you're going to be spending pretty close to $300,000. So when you really look at it, the RS4 actually comes out on top. But for those on a much tighter budget, you can definitely look at the Infinix Hot 40. That comes with the Helio G88, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, and costs less than the RS4. But yeah, for me, the RS4 is the best performer on a brand new 200K smartphone in 2024. It's actually more difficult to pick a winner for this category because I never had all the phones together at the same time. So I wasn't able to do like a side-by-side comparison to really see which one's the best. So instead, what I ended up doing was just looking back at my videos and other people's videos to just try and figure out which phone has the best camera. After doing that, I ended up with 2 options. 1, the Galaxy A15 4G, and 2, the itel S24. Now, one thing to note is that phones at this price point will never give you flagship level performance. So even though I'm saying, oh, these 2 phones have the best cameras, they are still budget phones. So their cameras won't blow you away, but they're good. The A15 for me is the safest choice. You get consistently B+ photos and videos. But my issue with the A15 is that it lacks video stabilization. The S24 on the other hand has video stabilization, but wouldn't consistently give you B+ photos like with the A15. When it gets it right, and you get really good looking photos, but sometimes it just doesn't get it right. I definitely recommend you watch my S24 video so you really understand what I'm saying. Again, the link will be in the description. But yeah, the best camera in a brand new 200K smartphone is the Galaxy A15. And then when its price changes, the itel S24. To find a winner for this category, all we need is the phone with the biggest battery and the fastest charging. When I checked, I saw that basically every budget phone around 200K had a 5000 mAh battery. So in order for us to pick a winner here, we just need the phone with the fastest charging. That phone is the itel RS4. It has a 5000 mAh battery like most other phones, but it supports up to 45 watts of wired charging, which is the fastest. It also has the bypass charging feature, which basically lets you game and charge your phone at the same time without damaging your battery. So yeah, the RS4 has the best battery in a budget 200K smartphone in 2024. These are my picks for the best smartphones for 200K in 2024. Or I guess I should say mid-2024, because the year is not over yet. Anyway, just go through the different categories, select the categories you care about, look at the winners, compare them, and hopefully at the end of it all, you'll know what smartphone to get. I'm actually thinking of doing this same video, but for 100K to 150K, so let me know if that's something you want to see. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you when you see me.